Greetings, seekers of the hidden and the ancient. Welcome to Ancient Chronicles AI, where forgotten worlds, sacred mysteries, and cosmic truths come alive through AI-driven storytelling. Today, we open the gate to explore the mystery of the Nephilim. Where did they go? A journey into realms just beyond ordinary sight. Prepare your mind, steady your spirit, and step with me into the unknown. Long before the rise of kingdoms, before the first stones of Egypt were laid, before the deserts swallowed ancient cities whole, there existed a race of beings whose footsteps shook the earth. They were the Nephilim, the giants of old, the mighty ones, the children of the watchers and the daughters of men. Their story is scattered across ancient texts, whispered in myths, carved into forgotten ruins. They were beings of immense strength, towering height, and terrifying presence. They ruled valleys, mountains, and plains. They built fortresses of stone. They waged wars that scarred the earth. And then, suddenly, they vanished. The question has haunted scholars, mystics, and seekers for thousands of years. Where did the Nephilim go? Did they perish in the Great Flood? Did some survive? Did they retreat into hidden realms? Or do their descendants still walk among us, unseen, forgotten, but not gone? To answer this mystery, one must return to the beginning, to the age when the Watchers descended. The Watchers were heavenly beings, radiant and powerful, sent to observe humanity. They were meant to guide without interfering, to watch without touching. But the earth was beautiful, and humanity was young, and the Watchers were curious. They descended upon Mount Hermon, swearing an oath to take human wives and walk among mortals. Their union produced the Nephilim, beings who were neither fully divine nor fully human. The Nephilim grew rapidly, towering over mortals, their strength unmatched, their appetites insatiable. They devoured the resources of the world. They dominated the tribes of men. They turned their power toward conquest. Ancient texts describe them as heroes of renown, but also as tyrants, destroyers, beings whose violence filled the earth. The world groaned beneath their weight. The great flood came as judgment, cleansing the earth of corruption. The Watchers were imprisoned. The giants were swept away. The world was reborn. But the story does not end there. The ancient texts contain a strange and haunting line. After the flood, there were giants on the earth in those days, and also afterward. The phrase has puzzled scholars for centuries. If the flood destroyed the Nephilim, how could they appear again? How could they rise in the post-flood world? Some believe the Watchers descended again. Others believe their bloodline survived through the wives of Noah's sons. Still others believe the giants were not entirely physical beings, and thus could not be destroyed by water. Whatever the truth, the giants returned. In the land of Canaan, the Israelites encountered tribes of enormous stature. The Anakim, the Rephaim, the Zamzummim, warriors whose height struck fear into the hearts of armies. Kings whose beds were made of iron to support their massive frames. Cities built with stones too large for ordinary men to lift. The Nephilim had survived, but their numbers were fewer, their power diminished, their presence scattered. The question then becomes not whether they survived, but what became of them afterward. Some ancient traditions claim the giants were hunted to extinction, that the tribes of Israel, under divine command, wiped them out, that the last of the giants fell in battles long forgotten, their bones buried beneath the sands of time. But other traditions tell a different story. They speak of giants fleeing into the mountains, into the deserts, into the deep forests where no human dared to follow. They speak of giants retreating into hidden valleys, into caverns beneath the earth, into realms where the veil between worlds grows thin. They speak of giants who did not die, but faded from sight, waiting for a time when they would rise again. There are legends from the Middle East of beings called the Shining Ones, tall figures who appeared in times of crisis, offering warnings or guidance. Some believe these were remnants of the Nephilim, purified or transformed, no longer bound to the physical world. In the mountains of Lebanon, there are stories of enormous footprints found in stone, too large to belong to any human. Shepherds whisper of shadows moving among the cedars, of figures glimpsed at dusk, towering and silent. In the deserts of Jordan, there are ruins built with stones so massive that modern engineers cannot explain how they were moved. Local tribes claim the giants built them, and that some still dwell beneath the earth. In the Caucasus Mountains, ancient legends speak of beings called the Uru, giants who retreated into the peaks after the flood, guarding secrets older than civilization. In the Americas, indigenous tribes tell stories of the Star People, tall beings who descended from the sky and taught their ancestors. Some tribes claim these beings were giants, and that they left behind mounds and structures aligned with the stars. In the Pacific, the people of Easter Island speak of the Hanauipi, the long-eared giants who once ruled the island before vanishing into the sea. Across the world, the stories converge. Beings of immense height, beings of great knowledge, beings who may not be entirely gone. Some researchers believe the Nephilim did not die, but changed, that their physical forms were destroyed, but their spirits remained, that they became the disembodied beings known in ancient texts as the spirits of the giants, wandering the earth, influencing humanity from the shadows. These spirits, according to some traditions, became the origin of demons. Not fallen angels, but the restless souls of the Nephilim, trapped between worlds, seeking bodies to inhabit, influencing the minds of the living. If this is true, then the Nephilim never truly disappeared. They simply shifted from the physical realm to the spiritual. But there is another possibility, one far more unsettling. Some believe the Nephilim interbred with humans, producing hybrid bloodlines that continued through the ages. These bloodlines, though diluted, may still carry traces of the giants, traces of their strength, their intellect, their ambition, traces of their ancient legacy. Throughout history, there have been rulers, warriors, and leaders whose abilities seemed beyond human. Men of extraordinary height, women of extraordinary insight, individuals who shaped the course of nations. Some believe these individuals carried the blood of the Nephilim. There are medieval legends of royal families claiming descent from giants. There are ancient genealogies that trace their origins to beings who descended from the sky. There are myths of demigods, heroes, and titans whose stories echo the tales of the Nephilim. Perhaps the giants did not vanish. Perhaps they became part of humanity itself. There is yet another theory, one whispered in esoteric circles. It claims the Nephilim did not die in the flood because they were not entirely physical beings. Their bodies were flesh, but their essence was something else. Something that could not be destroyed by water. Something that could survive the collapse of the world. According to this view, the Nephilim retreated into hidden realms, dimensions parallel to our own, accessible only through certain gateways or rituals. These realms are described in ancient texts as the underworld, the deep, the shadow lands, the places where the veil between worlds grows thin. If this is true, then the Nephilim may still exist, not in our world, but beside it, watching, waiting. Some mystics claim the giants will return in the final age, when the boundaries between realms weaken. They believe the Nephilim will rise once more, either as allies or adversaries, depending on the choices humanity makes. Enoch, the ancient sage, saw visions of the giants' fate. He saw their destruction in the flood. He saw their spirits wandering the earth. He saw their influence in the ages to come, but he also saw something else. He saw a time when the ancient powers would stir again, when the Watchers would awaken, when the giants would rise. He wrote of a final conflict between the forces of light and the remnants of the ancient rebellion. He wrote of a time when the secrets of the past would be revealed, when the hidden things would come to light, when the truth of the Nephilim would be known. The mystery of the Nephilim is not merely a question of history. It is a question of destiny. Their story is woven into the fabric of humanity, into the myths of civilizations, into the whispers of the ancient world. Where did they go? Some died in the flood. Some survived through bloodlines. Some retreated into hidden realms. Some became spirits wandering the earth. Some became legends. Some became warnings. Some became part of us. The truth may be a combination of all these possibilities. The Nephilim were not a single tribe, but a race. Not a single generation, but many. Not a single fate, but multiple. Their disappearance was not a single event, but a process that unfolded across centuries. They faded from the world, but they did not vanish from memory. Their shadows linger in myths. Their echoes remain in ruins. Their presence is felt in the mysteries that surround ancient civilizations. Perhaps the Nephilim are gone. Perhaps they are hidden. Perhaps they are waiting. Or perhaps they never left at all. Our journey through the unseen now comes to a close, but the mysteries continue to whisper. If this exploration stirred your curiosity, consider liking and subscribing to help this channel grow and unlock even deeper secrets. Until our next passage beyond the veil, stay curious, stay aware, and take care.